Up next, though, we have someone I got to spend a little time with last night, Jena Stearns. She's the owner of Beyond Laser Creations, and I got to talking to her because her hat is engraved. And I think we're going to do some business together because I need some engraving on my hat. I didn't even know you could do that. But one of the other things that was interesting to me was as we spoke, I told her that my wife made some T-shirts for me to give away while I was here with a quote that I used, well, it's my own quote, but that I shared when I spoke 2 years ago here. And I told her it was from the story about riding a unicycle, and it said, you don't have to be the best, and then it said something else. And she said it. She remembered what it was. And I thought, well, that's incredible. Maybe someone else does. So, if you find me during the break, and you were here 2 years ago, and you remember how that phrase ends, I've got 3 more shirts to give away. But don't find me now. Find me when we have our break here in a minute. But right now, I want to bring up someone who I can't wait to do work with and get my hat done. You guys, her story is amazing. Welcome to the stage, Jena Stearns.
That's really funny that that's not even my walk-up song, but that's cool. So I totally feel that I don't belong on this stage, but Jessica believed in me, so here we are. I kind of have a fan club over here, too, that I made them agree that they're going to support me and help me through this. A few things. Way to set me up for failure right after lunch. That's cool. Also, way to set me up for failure to follow Fanzo. And after me, the person coming up said, don't suck because everybody's going to leave and then not hear their presentation. So I have a lot of shoes to fill, a lot of bars to hit, but you know what? I'm going to give it my best shot. All right, yes, who am I? Yeah, who the hell am I? There's also a bet going on of how many cuss words I say, and there's an over and under. So I'm going to try to keep it under 50 because that's where the bar was set last night. Who am I? I'm the owner of Beyond Laser Creations. I'll show you in a couple slides what exactly that means. I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a mom, but I feel like I'm a badass. I love adrenaline and I love to swear, so I'm really sorry if that offends you. If it offends some of you, I meant to offend all of you. The little picture there is me and my family. I have 3 kids. My daughter is 15, my son rocking that mullet is 13, and my badass daughter in the front is 10, and she gets all of her amazing energy right from me. The dude in the back, he holds us all together. My husband is Ryan. We've been married 17 years and together 22. I know, that's like unheard of these days, and I know I don't look that old. Here's my team. So how many small business owners are out there? Like truly small. You grind every day, you're doing the work. You don't have a large team. Yeah. So here's my team. You're going to see me because I feel like I'm alone and I feel like it's me doing everything. I'm the creator, I'm the developer, I'm the laborer, and everything else that needs doner. Me again, because I'm the marketer. I do my own website. Shipping, receiving, HR, I'm the last to get paid. But I do hire my mom. My mom retired and works for me now full time. So my mom is the bow maker, she's the greenery maker, she keeps me sane. She's the first to get paid because she deserves it. Last, my husband and I, he's my mental health supporter, he's my house spouse, because I run lasers all day and I forget that I put stuff on the stove and in the oven and shit burns, and he's like, just forget it, I'm gonna do it so that we can all survive. So he's the cook, he's the kid taxi, and he's also whatever needs doner. And he never gets paid, poor soul. How did this whole thing start? So I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. I worked in the field for 6 years. I was a corrections officer in a jail. I know everybody's like, oh my God, you're so little, but I'm a badass, remember? So I worked in that for 6 years, and then when my family started, I decided that this isn't the life for my family. It's just not conducive to our schedules. It was a little trying at times, but I decided to leave that industry, and I went into an office, and I sold insurance, complete opposite spectrum, but it is the legal way to steal money, so. I went into an office and worked there for 16 years, and it worked for our family, it worked for raising the kids, and I was able to leave, you know, as Jessica said, she lets her team do her family first, and that's what worked for me too. But then that stupid 2020 thing hit, and COVID, and I decided to stay home. My kids were virtual schooling, and I live just north of here, about an hour towards Bowling Green, if anybody's ever heard of that. Bowling Green North, not Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we have smoke signals for internet. So I'm like, how the hell are we gonna all be on the internet at the same time? I'm just gonna have to figure this out. So I quit my job, and I decided to stay home. And then when COVID hit, I started sewing face masks because we had extra fabric, we had a sewing machine. I knew that this would keep us busy, and it was a life lesson that I could teach my kids. So we started cutting out fabric by hand. We would cut the pattern, set it up in piles, and then it would go down the line, and we would sew. We made about 1,000 that way, and my daughter was able to earn money to buy her first phone, because I'm like, I ain't buying you that. I had to work for mine, you're gonna work for yours. So she bought her first phone by sewing 1,000 face masks and selling them online. And I'm like, oh my God, Ohio's going mandatory for these face masks. My orders cannot keep up. We had porch pickups, it was insane. So I started doing some research, and I found a laser. It was just a little tiny hobby laser that we cut out 5,000, and then we were able to stack them up in piles and send them down to 3 sewing machines down my kitchen table. It was nothing fancy, but it worked, and it kind of all spiraled out of control. There's my 12, well, at the time she was 12, and we just started sewing masks just out of the whim, and it was working, but it wasn't gonna last forever. It was kind of a fad. But it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. Small businesses, you have to learn to pivot. And I believe that it was 2 years ago, Jessica pulled me out of the audience, and she's like, yeah, you're gonna be on a panel up here, you're gonna talk about how you pivoted in your business. It was a huge time that I had to take some massive amounts of fuel to put into drive for where I wanted to go. So rock bottom will teach you lessons that mountaintops will never do. I don't know, I found that on there, it's pretty, it's cool, I don't know who said it, but it relates to me because, trigger warnings for a few different topics. In 2019, right before COVID, my dad, who I'm very close with, there's my dad and my 3 kids, he had a massive heart attack and had to have 5 bypasses done. I am the only child by him, so it was like, holy shit, what am I gonna do? I have so much going on at home, but I gotta be up there with my dad. It was very stressful. The center picture, I don't cry. Fuck this, I don't cry. The center picture was a business plan that we had going in 2019. This house was a historical home, and it was our dream to create this bed and breakfast and Airbnb, and it was amazing. It was a first home in the area on the first trolley line to build the railroad, and so much history with it. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna build this huge, beautiful bed and breakfast. It was near a wedding venue. It was gonna be amazing, and yeah, shit went south quick. So we put thousands of dollars into this, started remodeling. My loan was just about to close, and then the owner kind of lost some marbles and decided that she didn't want to pay for some things that she didn't want to pay for, blah, 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 and she sued me for elderly abuse, and she also sued me for property damage, and that she was my grandma. So I took all that energy that I'm like, no, I had this amazing idea, and it crumbled. So what if, like Fanzo said, what if it fails? But what if you go out and you tackle your dream, and what if you kick ass? So what if? What if I didn't take all these chances? What if I didn't go through all this shit? 2020 comes, we're bored at home. Everybody's stuck at home. I'm a super, super big true crime junkie. And I start listening to all these podcasts about DNA testing and how people can link people seven chains away, just by your DNA, just putting it out there. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I want to do that. If I could help somebody connect an unsolved crime, whatever, I'm going to put my DNA out there. Nothing else to do. Holy shit, do not do that if you do not want answers. I spit in this little tube, I send it in the mail. I, get my kit back, you're 70% this and 20% this and blah, 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 whatever. But who the hell is that girl that looks just like me? My husband looks at me, he said, did you just see a ghost? What the hell's wrong with you? Am I up to 49 yet? Because I think I am. Oh. Who is that? I'm like, I don't know. She looks really eerily like me, and it says we're closer than first cousins, but I know all my first cousins. I grew up in a very, very small area. No, that girl looks just like me. Who the hell is it? And why is she coming up on my DNA profile? Yeah, who knew? I had a sister out there. So there was, high school stuff that happened, and baby was up for adoption, and now, 47 years later, she's looking for her family, and thought I was going to help somebody, but I did. I did help her. But it rocked our world at the same time. The shit that you're not prepared for is going to prepare you the most for what's about to come. But you can't stay there in all this stress. I knew that healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls your life. So step out of it. Let it go. I believe somebody talked about letting things go and where it's going to take you. On my hat, I did laser engrave, let them have their shit. Let them have their time. Let them have, their healing. Let them have their damage. Whatever they are going through, let them, but it doesn't have to let you hold back from what you're doing. So where did I take all that stress and all that fuel? I'm kind of a sick individual, so I take all this pent up frustration and anger and everything that I was feeling from all these different events that just happened. And then I found this little business competition called Launch Fostoria, which Fostoria is the name of the town that my business is in. It's kind of like Shark Tank, and they were just launching this new for our town, and I'm like, I think I could do that. I think I could take all this energy and put it into something beautiful and something bigger, which my song that I was supposed to walk up to, it's create something more. Take what you're doing and create something more. So I launched into this and said, I'm going to take whatever business plan I can gather up. I have a background in criminal justice. I don't have a background in business. I can't do this. But I took all that energy and I put it into this business competition, and I actually ended up winning. It was an $18,000 prize package, 1-year free lease, college course credits, advertising, legal advisement. And where I took it, I don't know if this is going to work. How do I do my video? Click. Nope. How do I go back? There we go. Well, that video is supposed to tell you that we won the competition. There we go. Look at it. So when you're 100% committed, you are going to take all that fuel and all that energy and all that grit and determination, those blood, the sweat, the tears, that you think that you're a small business owner that nobody else feels, we all feel it, and you're going to turn it into the energy needed to go beyond and win this competition. So where we're at now, nope. Who's back there controlling this? Is there no audio with it? That's awesome. They're trying to figure it out. Anyways, this commercial, while they're trying to figure this out, this commercial was made for my business within the competition, and it is going to show you exactly what my little tiny brick and mortar store does. They told me it would be figured out. This is real cool, guys. Anyways, so what I do, so I have laser engraving machines in the store, and I also have an overflow at home. And my laser engravers, we do personalized tumbler cups, wooden signs, everything right there in the background. That's my little store. I took all of this and threw it all together just to see what I could create. And in turn, it has helped not only my mental health for putting all this energy into something beautiful and something that we can create for everybody in our town, but it has also showed so much grit, determination to my kids who are forced to work for me. But they see, mom's really out there driving, mom's really out there getting it, and it has made them learn that, nothing comes for free in life. So I wish the audio would be there, but you can find it on my website. So higher than I've ever effing been. So that's my favorite Eminem song, but what it is, this Eon Laser USA, they found me online just by doing my thing, showing the lasers. This is the brand that I use. I am an affiliate with it, so if you're interested in lasers, or I don't know, some of you maybe do, there are some other laser peeps in Ohio. Catch me afterwards to talk about that. But they found me on the communities out there helping each other and seeing what's working for them, testing other settings and really helping our community for no money at all. But they're like, hey, we want you to be a partner. I'm like, no, nobody should listen to me. Same thing, Jessica, nobody should listen to me. But they found me out there helping and grinding and absolutely giving it my all. So they sent us down to Florida where the machines are made. And we were able to, all these crates are sitting in this warehouse waiting for shipping. We were able to sign them and put our little messages on them. And mine was, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to try something new. This is the farthest thing from where I was, but it definitely made me step out and emerge and try to grow from it. Make no excuses, be optimistic, believe in yourself, and go into beast mode. So what motivates you? Find all these things, good, bad, ugly. Find what drives you to the next level in your business. It's my goal to simply become a better version of myself, but it's actually always my goal to win. Last night was definitely competitive games of what's that mean, but I do whatever anybody else says over here. I was the winner. So it's always good to find the better version of yourself and be competitive, but be competitive with yourself first. What motivates you? Emerge from your comfort zone to go kick ass. Take the fuel that whatever is your why, they always say, what's your why? What's your reason? Why do you do this? Take that and really, really concentrate on what it is that drives you. There is no better time than right now. There's always going to be an excuse. And I think years ago, I sat here in this audience and listened to Fanzo say, just push the damn button, push the damn button. Exactly. So push that button to go. What's holding you back? There should be no excuses. And find the fuel. Find what fuels you and slam it into drive. I said I'm an adrenaline junkie in the beginning. That is what drives me. Anything that goes really, really fast. We have race machines that actually, when I get home Friday, we are leaving to go to Silver Lake, Michigan to race our side-by-side. So whatever fuels you, slam it into drive. There's no better time than right now. There should be nothing holding you back from that. I really do appreciate Jessica for having faith in me because I am a small business. I was one of you sitting in the audience, and I learned last night, somebody said, what do you do? Oh, I'm just a small business. And they kind of yelled at me and said, you're not just a. Get rid of that. Don't ever say that. You're not just a. So if you think that you are just a small business sitting here, someday Jessica's going to find your story and she's going to make you do this shit just like she's making me. So you're not just a. So get rid of it. You are important. You're important to your community, and you will never know it until you step out of that and kick it into drive. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
I told you guys. I got to talk to her last night, and I was like, whew, I felt lazy. She's just very impressive and very inspiring. Thanks for doing that. You bet. Boat racing. Wow.